Elvis Presley once gave a complete stranger the keys to a brand new Cadillac, simply because he liked the way she looked at it through a dealership window. He served in the U.S. Army as an ordinary private, sleeping in barracks alongside everyone else. He turned down the chance to play James Bond. And while he was arguably the most famous entertainer alive, he spent years inside a mansion that fans could see from the street, but never actually enter. Everyone thinks they know Elvis. The jumpsuits, the sneer, the songs still playing on the radio nearly 50 years after his death. But almost nobody knows the real man underneath all of it. Born in January 1935 in a two-room wooden house in Tupelo, Mississippi, Elvis came into the world alongside a twin brother who didn't survive the birth. His family was poor, constantly moving, and always on the edge of losing whatever little they had. What they never lacked was music. His mother Gladys brought him to their local Assembly of God church every week, and he absorbed gospel music the way other kids absorb everything around them. Effortlessly, deeply, permanently. Blues drifted through open windows on his father's delivery routes through nearby neighborhoods. Nobody sat him down and taught him to feel music. It simply became part of who he was. On his 11th birthday, he wanted a rifle. His mother said no. A hardware store clerk handed him a guitar instead. $7.75. Mostly just to stop him pouting. He taught himself to play by watching other people's hands for years. He wasn't naturally gifted. He was just relentless. Family friends reportedly suggested he stick to something practical, like truck driving. It wasn't cruel advice. It was just realistic. Nobody expects a quiet, awkward kid from Tupelo to change the world. By 1953, the Presleys had relocated to Memphis, and Elvis was indeed driving trucks for a living. That summer, he walked into a tiny studio called Sun Records to pay for a personal recording, a birthday gift for his mother. The studio's assistant noted something in his voice she couldn't quite name. Nearly a year later, owner Sam Phillips called him back in. The planned session went nowhere until Elvis started loosely goofing around with an old blues number during a break. The bassist jumped in. The guitarist followed. Phillips stopped the tape and told them to do it again properly. What came out of that room wasn't quite blues, wasn't quite country, and didn't fit any radio format that existed at the time. A Memphis DJ played it that same week, and phone lines lit up immediately. Listeners assumed from the sound alone that the singer must be black, remarkable in a city where radio stations were still racially divided. Fame arrived fast. So did Colonel Tom Parker, a carnival promoter who quietly negotiated control of Elvis's management and eventually took a commission that some biographies suggest reached as high as 50%, far beyond the industry standard of around 15%. Parker also steered nearly every major career decision for the next 2 decades. Here's the detail that went unexamined for years. According to biographers, Parker had entered the United States illegally from the Netherlands and never obtained a valid American passport. Elvis, the most in-demand entertainer on the planet, performed just 3 concerts outside the U.S. in his entire career, all 3 in Canada in 1957. Whether Parker's undocumented status was truly the reason remains disputed to this day, but the effect was undeniable. The world wanted Elvis everywhere, and the world rarely got him. The Army, Hollywood, Las Vegas, the prescription drugs, the isolation, the final heartbreaking slide. Each chapter feels like a man being slowly consumed by the very machine that made him. He died on August 16, 1977, at just 42 years old, inside Graceland. The whole world seemed to find out at exactly the same moment. His recordings have reportedly sold over 1 billion copies. Graceland draws hundreds of thousands of visitors every year. Artists from Michael Jackson to Bruce Springsteen have spoken openly about how completely he reshaped what a performer could be. No one has fully replaced him, because no one has ever combined gospel devotion, raw rebellion, and genuine vulnerability quite the same way inside one human being. The boy from Tupelo who just wanted a guitar for his birthday ended up carrying one of the heaviest crowns in history. If that story stayed with you, hit like and subscribe. There are plenty more just like it waiting for you.